Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry, I have this link already used by another class. That's the reason they are not able to open at 7:30. That's the problem. Okay, you able to see my screen, right? You able to see my screen? Yeah. Okay then. Last class where we stopped, what we discussed. What we discussed regarding Redux forms. Yes. Okay, by using Redux forms, what we can do? By using Redux forms, what we can do? Can anyone tell? How much part we can complete? Okay, from our end. First, we can create the template. Yes, right. Okay, we can create the template, not from our end, Redux forms end. Next, take the data. Take the data from that form, and then we can prepare one JSON object based on your requirement. In which format you want. In that format, you can prepare the data. The data object you can prepare. Next one, validations. Validations also there is no need to write from your end. Okay, that is also will take care by whom? Redux form only. Up to here, these things we can do by using Redux forms library. These things we can do by using Redux forms library. In the past, if you observe, okay, yesterday's example, if you observe, all these things done from our end only or not. If you open this forms one, say this. You created a form. Yes, this is the template. And then the next one is what? Take the data. By using onChange, I take in the data or not. Yes, by using onChange, I take in the data and keep or maintain inside one of the state variable or not. Okay, maintain inside the state variable. The next one. Okay, prepare the JSON object. I maintain inside the state variable like a JSON object only or not. That is also done by me only. The next one, validations. I written some validations here. Okay, if the data is there, then the time I'm showing like that registration button is like enabled. If the data is not there, then the time just I'm showing like disabled. Okay, these all things done by our end. Now by using Redux forms, I want to do it. That's it, more than that nothing. First of all, if you want to work with Redux forms, first you have to install the library. Which library? Redux form is the library. So that yesterday we already installed. That is this is the library or not. Now my question is, if you use Redux form in your library, first of all, your application should integrate with Redux or not? Your application should integrate with Redux or not? Can anyone confirm? Your application should integrate with Redux or not? If you want to use Redux form library in your application, if you want to use Redux form library, by using Redux form library, if you want to do all these things, first of all, your application should integrate Redux. Why? Because my Redux form library internally use your Redux store only. Okay, why it is going to use your Redux store? Okay, inside the Redux store, my Redux form people, what it is going to store, we'll see later. Okay, let's start now. Oh, come on. My template, how it looks like? My template should be like this. Name, one text box. Roll number, one more text box. Address, one text area. Like this, I need one template or not. Okay, let's write it first. Come on. One para you can take it. Your para. Inside is one. Name and close the one. Here, do you want me to write the text box like this? If I write like this, then the time what it means? You only create the text box. You only created the text box. Then you only the responsible person to take the data or not. These things I don't want to do from my end. So I want to create this text box by using Redux form library or not. By using Redux form library. So that, can you go there? Can we get that library first? Import from which library? The Redux form library or not. By seeing this one, my Redux form.js file exported multiple things or not. Why? Because it's like a object destructuring is nothing but what? When we can use this object destructuring while importing, whenever this particular library is nothing but JS file exported multiple things without default, then we can use this format for importing or not. Here, there has one component they given to create your text field. To create your text field. Okay, what is the component? The component name itself is a field. The component name itself what? Field. So that by using this field, I can create any type of text field. Okay, maybe it's like a normal text box, or it's like a password, it's like a text area, or it's like a file upload, or it's like a number, whatever it is, I can create. So that, can we create one text box here? Name is not normal text box, so that you can create one field. Okay, done. I created a field. Now tell me, if it is the component given by the Redux form people, which type of text field you want me to create? Which type of text field you want me to create? You want me to create the normal text box, or it's like a password, or it's like a number? Which type of text field you want me to create for the name? My type should be what? Text or not? So you should have to tell to this guy or not, hey, I want to create a text field with this type, like this you have to tell. So for this particular field, you have to give some inputs based on your requirement or not. So inputs are like my type equals to text. My type equals to text. Now, can anyone tell? Can I keep like T here instead of type? Will it work? Can I keep like T here instead of text? Will it work? Anyone confirm? Will it work? No. Why? Because my field is not your component. My field is like a third party component or not, given by some external person or not. This field already written by them. Okay, you are the person, just you are using. If you keep like T equals to text, my T text go to your field component. Inside the field component, my field component has to retrieve this particular value by using this .props.t or not. Okay, if you written, then the time, yes, you can change like this .props.t, but this is written by Redux form people. Do you want me to change? Do you want me to ask them to change? Okay, it's not possible or not. So that any third party library, if you want to use, just follow their guidelines. Don't use your own, okay, keys or anything. Okay, just you have to follow their guidelines. They asked me the text by using type as a attribute key. Type as a attribute key. So that just you can put it like this. Type equals to text. The next one. See, you created a text box, or some external person created text box, some another person created text box, whatever it is. Okay, that should be loaded inside the browser. My browser can understand only one element, that is input, input only or not. If you created, somewhere you have to use input only. Somewhere you have to use input only. If I created, I should have to use input only. Why? Because this is the client-side library. Client-side technology is an application which is running inside the browser. Okay, in my browser, if you want to create, or if you want to load a text field, my element should be input. That is only that input element only recognized by the browser. If you created or some other person created, okay, they should have to write which code? Input. Input is an element. That code only has to write. That code only recognized by the browser or not. Now, you are not the person. You already create like this, but you are not the person. So some other person has to create or not. So some other person has to create some piece of code. Okay, that should be reusable, is nothing but it's a component. So my Redux form people created your text field. Okay, created your text field within this particular component. Which component? Input is the component. They already written. Okay, you can ask a question. Say, this data go to which component? This data go to which component? Okay, now I said like this is the component. This is the component they use to create your. They use to create your text box. They use to create your text box. If my component, if you use this one like a component, my component should be what? My component should be what? Okay, my component should starts with capital letter and then okay element format. Okay, will it work? Is it satisfied your statement here? Is it satisfied your statement? Okay, I said like this is the component, input is the component they use to prepare your text box. I said like that. Okay. Is it satisfied your statement? Is it satisfied your statement? But internally what happened, I will tell. See this. This is the field. Now come here. This is the field. Now for this component, how many props are going? Can anyone guess? For this component, how many props are going? How they written? I will tell you. 2 props. Perfect. If my field is like a class component, how it looks like? My class field extends from React.component. Component here render method. Okay, if you want the constructor, you can write the constructor. They also written like this only, right? Okay, super done. This is my component. How many props are coming? How many props? 2 props. How we can represent the 2 props? How we can represent the 2 props? Can anyone guess? How we can represent the 2 props? This dot props, so that they return the code like this. This is the one, right? This dot if okay, this dot props dot, it's like this one, right? This dot props dot what? Component equals to input. See how they used it. They used this one like a normal string only. It's not a component, normal string only. Okay, if it is like input, then that time internally they load one more component like this. See this. This dot props dot component equals to input. Then they load what? Input is the component. So this is the component, right? They written the component is like this. My constant input, open 1 and close 1, return my input. So this internally this looks like this. Now see, you passed 2 props to my field component, so that those 2 props comes to my field component. Okay, my field component is like a class component, so that it's going to return this content. Inside this content, my this dot props dot component equals to input. Then that time he is loading input. Okay, my input is like a one more component. That component is this one. This is going to return what? What text box or not? Which type of text box? This is the next question. Which type of text box? My type is like a text, right? This type is going to pass to this component type. Okay, my type equals to this dot props dot type. Now here my type equals to what? This dot props dot type or not? Read yes or no. Input my type anything. Okay, T if you put, no problem. T you can put it. My T equals what? This dot props dot type. This dot props dot type is nothing but what? Text. Okay, my T value is what? Text. That one will come to my input. Okay, my input is like what? Which type of component? My input is like which type of component? It's like a functional component. If it's like a functional component, this dot prop is that? No. So that it's like a object. It's like an object. How my object is looks like? Props is my object. My props dot t. Tell me, my props dot t is nothing but this value. Okay, this dot props dot type is nothing but a text or not. Internally, finally, it's going to return what? Finally, it's going to return what? One text box with your own type or not? Agreed? Agreed or not? How they written internally? Okay, understand? Now you can confirm. Okay, this is the component. Okay, where is that? Okay, this is the component. Based on that one only they created. They used like, if it is like an input, then the time they use like input component. If your component is like another name, then the time they use the another component. Like this, they written. Okay, done. Now, from this particular text box, okay, next one, you created a template. And then you have to take the data, right? You have to take the data. Who created this text box? Those people. Who has the text box reference, that guy only can take it or take the data or not. If I have the reference of the text box, then the term reference dot value, like that I can take it or not. This text box with my Redux form people, so that they has the reference, they can take the data. Yes, they taken, but at the time of preparing the JSON, that value has to bind with one key or not. So that key you have to tell to this guy or not. You can take the data. Okay, the data is like a Sachin. That Sachin has to bind with which key while building my JSON object. While building my JSON object, I need to keep this value with one key or not. What is that key? That key you have to pass with my name as an attribute. Name as an attribute. You should not change these names. Name is an attribute. What is the key here? N is my key or not? I want to keep this data, whatever the input data is there, that data has to keep with my which key? N key or not. Then like this, how many fields you want? Like this, how many fields you want? Okay, my type equals to what? My type equals to number. Okay, my name is what? My name R. With R only. Okay, you have to keep your data or not. Okay, here my type equals to what? Okay, text area. Okay, otherwise we also don't know. Just check. Redux form text area. Okay. From here, say this. This is the text area, right? Can we check somewhere? Okay, value. This is the one. Yeah, my component name is like text area. See this. Component name is like text area. Type is not there. My component name is like text area. Yes. My component name is what? Text area or not? Type is not required. Okay. Now, if my component is go to this particular field component, can anyone guess here? Can anyone guess? This dot props dot component is like input. No, right? Okay. Now my this dot props dot. Okay. Here itself we can write. If my this dot props dot my component equals to text area, then that time they create one more component is like a text area. There they written what? One text area or not? They written like one text area or not? Agreed? Yes or no? This is my text area component. Inside my text area component, what they will do? This is your text box, normal text box. Okay, now this is which type of component? Text area component. How my text area looks like? General. Text area is my element name or not? Text area is my element name or not? They're written like this. Understand? Okay? Okay, then. Perfect. Now, can you come here? Can we run it? Localhost. Oh, it's not running. It's running, but it throws an error. Now, can you go to my console? Error is not there. Nothing is visible. Actions okay, thunk okay, saga okay. Okay, now the forms. Yes, it gives me an error. What is this error? Cannot read property bind of undefined. Okay, first we can fix this error. Cannot read property bind of undefined. Why? Can anyone tell? Cannot read property bind of undefined. Why? Cannot read property bind of undefined is nothing but by seeing this one, you have to understand. You have to understand by seeing this particular message. Cannot read property bind. I am not able to read here. Bind, I am not able to read. On what? Undefined. That means where is your bind? Bind. Okay. I am not able to read this bind on undefined. That means what? My this dot function change is like undefined. My this is there. Is my function change is there? Function change is commented already. So that my function change is not there inside one object. It gives me what? Undefined or not. So that the problem. Yeah, again there has one more error. Yes, read it. Okay, I'm got error. See, field must be inside a component decorated with redux form. Okay, you are using field, right? Okay, you are using where inside a normal component. It's like a normal component or not. See here, form. Okay, normal component. This is okay. They said like if you want to use like a field, okay, if you use this field component, that component field component inside a component, okay, that component should be decorated with redux form. So that one you have to do it or not. Okay, why you need to decorate means some extra benefits you can get to my component. For example, connect method is there. Okay, why we connect with the store? To get the store data, to get the dispatch, like this extra benefits you can get to my component or not. Same like this, if you using like a field inside your component should be decorated with redux form. So how you can decorate? Okay, you only said like redux form method. So first of all, can we get that redux form method? This is my component here only, right? Wherever the component is there only we can decorate it. Okay, can we get that method first? Import from where? From my redux form is the library. Redux form is the library. My redux form is my decorated method. So is this is similar? Okay, not similar. Okay, looks like connect method only. Redux form is the method. Okay, connect method is the method which returns what? Connect method returns me what? Can anyone guess? Connect method returns me what? Connect method returns me what? Yes, connect method returns me one more function or not. So that we can call that function. That function take how many arguments? That function take how many arguments? Okay, which component you want me to connect? That component has to pass it or not. Same like this. My redux form is the method. Okay, which returns one more method. Okay, which component you want me to decorate with the redux form? Just pass that one. Now finally it returns me what? The same component decorated with redux form. That's it. The same component decorated with redux form. Done. There. Connect method takes some arguments, right? Connect method takes some arguments like a function. Okay, second one is like a function like that. Here, my redux form take one argument, that is object as an argument. That is what? Object as a argument. Here, one mandatory property is there. Okay, this is like one form, right? One login form, one registration form. So that my form is the key. Mandatory property. Form is the key. What is my form name? Registration form. Why this form is the mandatory? I will tell. Yeah. Now, can you come here? I decorated now. Once I decorated, yeah, see this. Now, who created this one? Who created these fields and everything? You created, or by using redux form you created? Who created these fields and everything? Okay, this is the one or not? Okay, this is the one. See this. This is my redux form. It's a method. It returns one more function. It's take one component as an argument and returns same component decorated with what? Decorated with redux form or not. Okay, this is the one. Which take one object as an argument and my form. Okay, my form is like what? Registration form. This is for what? My requirement is what? I want to register the student details or not. So that I'm going to put like registration form. That's it. Okay, this particular one, registration form, my name. Where we are using this registration form, I will tell later. Okay, this is the hard-coded value based on your requirement. For example, you create one login form so that you can give the name like a login form, the registration form, another one. Like this, you can give it the form names. Perfect. Come here. Yes. Okay, the next one. Designing not yet completed, template not yet completed. This form has to submit, right? Okay, so can we enclose this one? This is my form. Who created fields is not a matter. Okay, that form should have to submit to my submit or not. Okay, so that this is my submit button. This is my submit button. Yes. Okay, this is disabled and everything you can remove it. Why? Because you are not the person. You are not the person. Okay, to validate the data. Okay, done. Yes. Okay. Okay then. Now, my template creation completed. You have to take the data, right? You have to take the data. Okay, now see, I'm trying to enter some data. What you observe in the console, see this. Okay, console, what you observe, just let me know. What do you observe? What do you observe? Did you find anything in the console? Okay, now see again. If I focused in the text box, I come out. It is nothing but black. See this. This is my action. Okay, when you can get this one, when you can log these messages, can anyone tell? When you can log these messages, when it's happened, these logging messages, when it's happened, Now go to my console. See this. Yeah, you know, already we discussed it, right? Already we discussed it. See, my action is like users. My action is like what? Users. Okay, now open this one. My previous state is this one. My previous state is this one. You dispatched this data. One of the reducer updated this data or not. Agreed? That is the meaning of this one or not. Agreed or not? Yes or no? At the time of clicking on this particular button, just you dispatch some data to the reducer. Multiple reducers are there. One of the reducer, based on your action type, it's going to update the data inside the reducer or not. Inside the store or not. Not reducer, inside the store. That is the meaning of this one. It is also similar like this only, right? Okay, this is how it looks like. The same like this. It is these two also, right? Okay, this action you triggered at the time of clicking on the button, yes or no? This action who triggered? At the time of clicking on the button, you dispatched my type equals to something like users. That action you triggered, right? Yes or no? Okay, now tell me, this action and this action triggered by whom? This action and this action triggered by whom? You triggered, Did you write any code? Dispatch equals to something, dispatch equals to type equals to users? Yes, you written. Type equals to users, you written. But my type equals to @redux form focus, you written, or redux form people written or not? Yes or no? Okay, that means my redux form people trigger an action. Is nothing but what? He dispatched something. Can anyone tell? Anybody dispatched. Okay, that data go to where? If you dispatch something, the data go to where? The dispatched data or action data go to where? Go to your reducer or not? You dispatched, you perform some action is nothing but first of all go to what? Go to where? Reducer or not? Okay, inside the reducer, what you are going to do? Based on your action type, okay, I am going to perform some operation on my store or not? That is the thing or not? Now, this particular one, this action as well as this action, go to where? This action, go to where? Go to reducer or not? Okay, did you write any code to handle these actions? Okay, see here, this is also action, right? This is also action. You written some code to handle that user action. See this, my reducers. Okay, user action. See this, my action type equals user. This is my handling or not? I handle this user's action or not? I handle this user's action or not? Yes or no? But I didn't handle this particular focus action. I didn't handle this particular blur action. I didn't handle this particular destroy action or not. So that where you can handle actions, inside the reducer or not. So that to handle these actions, what you have to write? To handle these actions, what you have to write? Come on. Simple. Okay, you have to write one more type or one more reducer or not? How many actions my redux form people triggered? How I know that one? If I created an action, can that type? Yes, I can handle it. But the action is created by some other person. How I know that names and everything? So that those people said like, hey, you are right. Okay, you don't know what actions I created, so that I will do one thing. I only create one reducer. I already created one reducer with my actions. Do one thing. Do one favor for me. I have the reducer, right? You combine that reducer. Can you register that particular method with your store? Then the time it's become like a reducer, like whatever you written or not. Agreed? Okay, those people said like, I created, my Redux form people said like this. I created an action. Okay, you said like, I don't know about the action, so that how I can handle it. Yes, agreed. Okay, so that I create an action so that I only handle with my reducer. Do one thing. When it become like a reducer, whenever this particular method register with this particular store, then only it's like a reducer, right? So that I have a reducer. Can you register with your store? Can you register with your store? Like that they said. So that what you have to do? Whatever the reducer given by my Redux form people, that reducer has to register with your store or not. Agreed? So for how many registers are there? See, how many registered action, okay, perform action on your store. How many reducers perform action on your store? The okay, one reducer, Saga reducer, user reducer or not. Agreed? Okay then. And one more thing. See this. Go to your forms. Go to your forms. Now I enter something here. I'm trying to enter. See this. That data is not visible. I'm trying to enter. That data is not visible. Why you know? See this. They performed one more action. Which action? Change action. They performed which action? Change action. Okay, that change action, if you made any changes, they are doing what you know. They take the data from the text box. They has to store somewhere or not. Why? Because whenever you want that data object, then that time my Redux form people has to give it. So that they has to store. Okay, where they're trying to store, you know, in your Redux store only with their reducer. So that if the reducer is not registered, then the time how their reducer store the form data into your store or not. Their reducer store the data in your Redux store or not. This not happen. See this. They've taken the data. See, this is my action. What is my action? This is my change action. You change it. You're trying to enter this data. This is my payload. Okay, this is my type. Okay, type is mandatory one, and meta and payload your wish. Okay, just your reducer, their reducer is there, you registered, they stored this data, but their reducer is not registered yet or not. That's the reason they are not able to store my form data. So what you have to do now? Can anyone tell? They has the reducer. Can we store? Can we register? Not store. Can we register that reducer with your store? Okay, do that one first. Okay, in which file you want it to? In which file you want it to? Come on. First of all, how many reducers are there? All reducers has to be combined or not. Okay, so that this is my store. If this is the place you already combine the reducers or not. So that can we get the reducer? These three reducer mine. Okay, now come on. Import from where? Redux form. Okay, what is my reducer? What is the reducer name? You know, reducer only. They created the name like a reducer only. Now, can we register like this? If I register like this, what is the key? If I register like this, what is the key? My key is like what? Key is like a reducer, and my value also like a reducer or not. Okay, yes, registration is done. Now come here. Now I'm trying to enter some data. Still see this. It's not happening. Okay, now see. Multiple reducers are there. One is like a PR, mine, Saga, mine, user, mine. This reducer is there, right? This reducer given by whom? This reducer, my Redux form reducer. Here, my form is this one. See, registration form. Like this, why form is mandatory? Now I will tell. For example, in your application, how many forms you can create? One is like registration form, the other one is like login form, the other one is like another one. Like this, I would need some differentiation, right? Okay, this is one form, this is one form, this is one form. This form data is like different, that form data is like different. I need some differentiation. Okay, identity. Okay, so that for that purpose we are using this one. Okay, still my data is not here. See this inside the registration form. Okay, now the value. See this value nf stored or not. Okay, here. Okay, the next one here. Okay, all if you come here, see this inside my reducer, which reducer? Their reducer. Inside my registration form, say this, my registration fields contains this stuff or not. Okay, values is like N, F. Okay, something is like missing. What is missing, you know? Okay, the updated one, the latest one only you are getting. The latest one only you are getting. Okay, here the problem is, you are using which key? With which key? You are using with which key? Reduce is the key, right? But they said like, they take the data from the store and insert the data into the store. All these things they operated with one of the predefined key. They used that key. Which key? You know, form has the key. So that don't use, okay, your own keys. They used this key only, so that they use this key to get the data and everything. Okay, whatever the store operations want to do, they are doing already with which key? Form key. Okay, so that you should have to use like a form only. Now, if you come here, now say this, if I enter some data, yes. Okay, this is location. What happened? Can you come here? My name is like not N. Okay, what is that name? Gallery. Yes, location, right? This is my name and this is my roll number and this is my location. Now see this somewhere. See, my form is my reducer. My reducer, Redux form reducer. Redux form reducer. If I open this one, this is my registration form. If I open this one, yes, see this values. Who prepared this JSON object? Did you prepare that JSON object? Who prepared? Who prepared that one? My Redux form people prepared or not? Agreed? Yes or no? Okay, on change. Submit is not a matter. Submit is not a matter here. If you made any changes based on that one, they taken the data, they place somewhere. They place it somewhere. At the time of clicking on submit button, I need this data to give it to my server or not. To give it to my server or not. Yes or no? Okay, these are like different things are there. Okay, whatever you prepared, right? One field. Okay, these are the things. My type is like alien, name is like L. Okay, how many names are there? Like found. Okay, this is not ours. Okay, not required. See this visited. Okay, you enter some data or not? Is nothing but visited or not? Okay, visited is nothing but you focused or not? Okay, like this. Okay, all your field information you can find it. Okay, but this is an important thing for us. We need this data. Now, my data is inside where now? My data is inside where? Where is my data? Come on, where is my data? Where is my form data? My form data inside store, you can say. Inside store or not? Yes or no? This is my Redux store only, right? This is only my updated data, right? My data is inside store. You know, right? How to take the data from the store? How we can take the data from the store? By using connect method. By using connect method. Another one is like get state. By using get state method also we can get it. Already at the time of thunk we discussed. At the time of thunk, my actions. Say this get state is gives me what? Your state, and then PR is nothing but what? Your reducer name. Inside the reducer post. Say this. This is my get state is nothing but you can get this state. Get this state. Get state is nothing but get this state. Inside this PR is the next level reducer name. My PR contains post. This is the one or not. PR dot post. Like this you can get it. But again they said like, hey, why you need to take risk from your end? Okay, why you need to take like get state or connect method like that? Do one thing. Okay, already data is there, right? Inside the store. Already my reducer connected, right? Okay, so that my Redux form library connected with your store. Okay, done. So that directly I will take the data from the Redux store. I will give it to you at the time of clicking on the submit button. That's it. They said like that. Understand or not? Okay, from your end, don't do anything. Do one thing. I already connected with the store. Okay, whatever the data is there, I taken the data. Data is with me. Okay, what you have to do from your end? From your end, do one thing. At the time of clicking on the submit button, call my method. Why? Because in that method, I already connected with the store, get the data. Already my data is there. okay, call my method. Okay, then the time I will give that particular data at the time of calling back to you. That's it. Okay, like this they said. Okay, so now come here. At the time of clicking on the submit button, my submit button inside the form, okay, which event is going to trigger? Which event is going to trigger? On submit is my event or not? Now my question is, this particular form has to submit to which method? My method or Redux form method? Tell me. At the time of clicking on the submit button, which method you want me to call? My method or their method? Yes, Redux form method or not? Why? Because they only said, hey, already the data I taken, my data is with me. Okay, this is my Redux form. This is my Redux form. Okay, I have one method is there. What is my method name? Just they said like handle submit. Okay, inside this method, what is it? Okay, connect with store. Okay, taken form data. This is my data now. This is my data now. This data form data. This data already taken. This data I have to give it to this guy or not. Okay, so that which method you have to call? This method has to call or not. Handle submit is the method. So that can I call this one? The method is mine or coming from outside? That method is mine or coming from outside? That method is not mine. Okay, coming from outside. Any method or any value which is coming from outside, how we can call it? If it is like a class component, my props or not. Handle submit. Now, okay, perfect. Whatever you written the code, that's correct only. Now, see. I enter some data at the time of clicking on the submit button. Okay, this event is going to trigger. This event is going to call this handler so that my control goes to handle submit. That is inside my redux form.js file or not. Redux form.js file. Now this method is called. Okay, agreed. This method is called. Okay, this method first statement executed, second statement executed, third statement already executed. Now my fourth statement has data. Okay, this is my data. This data you have to give it to my server, right? To insert in my database. Okay, if you want to give it to my server, do you want me to write the Ajax code here? You want me to write Ajax code here? Okay, is it like your method or even the Redux form people, it is used throughout the world? Do you want me to write Ajax code here? Okay, never. Okay, now this data, you have to give it back to this component or not? Give it back to my caller or not? So how we can give it back? How we can give it back? How I can give it back? So that they said like, yeah, do one thing. Now tell me, explain. My handle submit method take how many arguments? My handle submit method take how many arguments? One argument. What is the type of that argument? What is the type of that argument? CB is one argument. How we are using CB? I am CB using like with parentheses. Is nothing but what? A function or not. So that my handle submit method called by passing one function. So that in my forms.js, yes, there has one function is there, right? Okay, see this. This is my function. So that can we give this function to this guy? Yes or no? How we can give it? This dot function register. This dot function register. I given this function. Okay, which function? This function I given. This function I given. Okay, come on. At the time of clicking on the submit button, handle submit is called. My CB is nothing but argument. Argument is nothing but function register. So my CB is pointing to what? Function register. Okay, all operations they perform. At last they called what? CB. CB they called is nothing but they called function register. Okay, they called what? Function register. My passing what? Some argument or not. So one function called with one argument is nothing but can we handle that argument? Can we handle that argument? Okay, now tell me, he called with one argument. What is that argument? Argument is your data or not? Finally, this particular one, get your data or not into your component. Now say this. I enter some data here. If I click on the submit, yes, my data comes here or not? My data come to where? Come to my component or not? Once my component has data, he can send an Ajax request. He can send an Ajax request or not? Agreed? You can send an Ajax request and you can get the response and everything. That is like next level. That's it. Okay. All things covered or not, except what? What things we covered? Prepare the template is done. Prepare the template is done. The next one is what? Take the data, done, and prepare the JSON also done. Prepare the JSON also done. But the thing is, validations are pending. We'll see later. But is my form is like look and feel? Is it like looking good? Do you think it's like good? Okay. No one write like this, right? No one create the form like this. No one created the form like this. Yes or no? Okay, I want to make it like look and feel. I want to make it like look and feel. How I can see my Redux form people, my component, which component come here? This particular one input. Okay, if you pass like an input, my input component, they created like a plain text. That's it. INPUT, that's it. They not put like any effects or something. Okay, they didn't use. If I use their component, the look and feel is like this only. If I use their component, the look and feel is like this only. So that they give one facility to you. Hey, I know you're not satisfied with my designing. Okay, so that I will give you one chance. Like, say this. This is the component, right? Okay, based on this one only, I return your input or not. Yes or no? Okay, so that I will give you one chance. Like, you can create your own input. You can create your own input. Okay, come here. Can I make it like control Z? What's that? One second, I remove that one. Control Z. Okay. Right? Okay, that. No problem. Okay, say this. Come here. This is the input. Based on this name only, okay, they loaded one of the component like input related component. They written text box or not. Here they loaded one text area component. They written one text box or not. These people said like Redux form people said like if you're not satisfied with my requirement, you can create your own component and put that component directly here. That's it. They said like that. If you're not satisfied with my design, with my input component, with my text area component, if you're not satisfied, then the time you can create your own component, just keep that component here. The problem solved. Okay, if it is your component, yes, you can design how you want your text box, how you are expecting your text box. Like that only you can keep it. Like that only you can keep it. They said like that. Yes or no? Okay, do you want me to write the code again for the field? Okay, no problem. Right. How it looks like field? Come on, fast. A field is extends from the React component. Next. Okay. Now here, random. Here, return. You can take it. Okay, this is my field component. Copy this. Come here. Place it. Okay. Now field is my component. Let's come here. Here the written like this. Now this dot box dot my component equals to input. Okay, then that time they loaded one more component. Which component? They loaded one component like a input component. Okay. Input component. Now the input component, how it looks like? Can anyone tell? The input component is how it looks like. Constant input, open one and close one, return. They are written like a plain, like this only they written. Yes or no? If my component is like an input, okay, both are satisfied. Okay, this component created by whom? Redux form people. Yes, it's like this. Now those people said like, hey, if you're not satisfied with my input, okay, you can pass your own component. Okay, my input component, you can pass it. Now if it is not satisfied, input is a predefined, text area is a predefined. If it is not satisfied, then that time at last I will write one more. Okay, these conditions are not satisfied, at last, if it is like component is yours, then that time I'm trying to load your component. I'm trying to load your component. I'm trying to load what? Which component? Your component I will load. Okay, if it is your component, okay, now my input is my component. So that here, instead of this plain text box, you can write like some bootstrap effects, whatever you want, you can write it. Whatever you want, you can write it. Understand or not? Okay, like that they said. Agreed or not? Okay, so what do you want me to do now? Can we create my own component? Can we create my own component, right? Come on, here itself you can write it. Here only designing, right? There is no operations, nothing. There is no operations, nothing. Just you can go with the functional component, no problem at all. My input .js. Okay, first React, you can write it. React from React. Hey, anyone try? Anyone? That means uploaded your resume. Anyone upload? Anyone try? Naukri or somewhere, job portals. Anyone tried? No? Okay, just you can upload. You can upload after 31st. Okay, we'll complete that hooks also by 31st. So that after 31st, just you can upload your resume. Upload your resume. Okay, then you can come to know like which type of questions they are asked. They will ask. This content is like more than enough. You can put like 3 years of experience if you have a gap. If you have a gap, just put like a 3 years of experience. Okay, again I'm telling HTML, CSS. Okay, first they ask some few questions they may ask. In HTML is like a which type of elements is like a block level inline, that type of definitions may ask. In CSS, whatever UIJavaKit.com is there, most of the times they are going to touch those things only. Okay, you are like a React.js developer, so that you have an idea or not, they are going to check it. You are not like a designer. You are not like a designer. Okay, and then they more focused on JavaScript. They more focused on JavaScript. Okay, so that again I'm telling in our UIJavaKit.com, how many JavaScript topics are there? Okay, just go through that JavaScript topics. Okay, I'm not asking read my content, just topic you can take and go to Google and check it. Okay, those topics are very, very important. Those topics are enough for JavaScript. I'm sure that. Okay, and then once these are done, first HTML, CSS, JavaScript is done. Okay, JavaScript they may focus like minimum half an hour if you put like 3 years of experience, or 20 minutes at least, 15 to 20 minutes they may focus. Once they're satisfied in your JavaScript knowledge, okay, on your JavaScript knowledge, in the time they easily, okay, they may ask some basic questions in your React and everything, React or Angular, whatever it is. Why? Because these people think like if you know JavaScript, okay, those people think like today the project is like React, tomorrow, okay, you are shifted to another project is like an Angular or Vue.js or Backbone. Okay, I don't know. Okay, which type of project I'm getting. Okay, if you know JavaScript, these people think like, yes, if I give the training to this guy, okay, this guy easily understand the concept. Okay, this guy easily understand the syntax and everything. Okay, if you stick only for React syntax only, okay, this is the one like that, then that time they thought like he can work on React only. He don't know about okay, basic things. If I give training on Angular, he may not survive because people think like that. The other reason, the basic JavaScript concepts are very, very important. You performed very well in JavaScript. You are not that much of React. They may select. Okay, you are not that much good in JavaScript. Okay, then the time they may not ask the questions even in React or Angular. Okay, simply they close your interview. That's it. That's the reason. Okay, how the core Java is important for your Java. Okay, like Python core, how it is important for next level machine learning or deep learning or data scientist. Same like this for ours, JavaScript is an important for to work on next libraries is like React or an Angular or Vue or whatever it is. So that JavaScript, more focus on JavaScript first. Understand? The designers is nothing but simply they create forms and everything. That's it. Okay, nowadays it's not like a categorized like this guy is like a designer, this guy is like a developer, all or like okay, one person only doing like designing and development and everything. Okay, full stack engineer will do like what? UI port as well as server side also. Server side also. Okay, you can easily get the job in React. React, multiple calls. Just you can try. Okay, put your resume. Then the time you can come to know like how many calls are coming. Okay, if you have gap, don't try like a fresher. If you have gap, 1 year gap also there, just put like a fake experience. Take an experience from one of the company, just put it. Okay, two things. Okay, if you put like an experience, two things are there. One is like if it is like a freshers, first you have to clear that written test, arithmetic or reasoning or something, and then one more test. It's like a basic knowledge. Okay, either it is like a Java or C or something. Okay, like this multiple rounds are there if it's like a fresher. If you put like an experience, 1+ years of experience or 2 years, okay, then the time these things are not. Okay, arithmetic, reasoning, nothing. Okay, basic test, basic questions on Java or C or next one. Okay, those questions also will not ask. Okay, they are focusing on like, okay, you are an experienced guy. Already you have hands-on experience on HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Yeah, on the topics only they may ask the questions. Okay, but if you put like a 2 years or 3 years of experience, they may ask like system test. Okay, they will give you one task. You have to do that task within 1 day or 2 days or whatever it is, or they ask you to share your screen. They may ask like write some program. This is my requirement. Can you write? Okay, for that requirement, can you write the code like this? They may ask. That is the reason. Concept and that related. Okay, where exactly we are going to use that concept like this? You should know. Understand or not? Okay, then come to our discussion. Import React. Okay, why I am importing here React? Why it is required? Why? Because I am using one component. Wherever the component is there, that particular file should contain this React library. By React library only, right? Recognize your component and JSX content. Now come here. Constant. What is that? My input. Okay, done. Return. Searching. Okay, now you have transcript. Export. Default. Okay. Now come to my form.js. Can we get my input? How we get my input from where? Okay. Now this my input. I'm going to place here. Instead of this input, I'm going to place it. Can anyone tell? What is visible to the end user? Now, my text box go here. Okay, so that this is not input. Okay, to load their component. Now my component is going to load. My component is what? My input. My input contains what? Sachin. So that Sachin only visible to the end user or not? Yes. Yes or no? Do you want me to show Sachin? No, right? You should have to show what? One text box or not? So that, okay, this is my form.jsx. My component should be my input again. My input. Okay, here, what? This is the text area. Can we create one more component? My text area. What's wrong with this? My text area. Create one more component. New file. My text area dot JS. Okay, here import React. Where from my React extend my text area, open one and close one, return one div and close your div. Okay, I'm done. Can I export it. Export default my text area. Okay. Now can we get that text area here? Okay, how we can get it? Import. Okay, my text area. See, component you created is nothing but it's a custom only. Component you create is nothing but based on your requirement, you create one component. Whatever you create, everything is like custom only, right? Okay, here in this case, you can say like I customized. Okay, here I customized my component property, component this one, this spot we customized or not. Instead of theirs, I'm using mine. Okay, here my text area done. Okay, here which component you want me to use? My text area component or not? Yes. Now come here. Yeah, Sachin Dhoni. Okay, but this is not my requirement. Text boxes I want, text area I want. So come here. Hey, I don't want Sachin. Okay, I want a text box. Okay, done. Now here also, what is that? My text area. I don't want Dhoni. Okay, I want text area. I want the text area like this. Now can you come here? See how it looks like. Yes. Okay, why it's like next line like that? Why it's like next line like that? Name here, okay, roll number here, like next line. Why? Because see this particular my input gives me what? A div with text box. Div is nothing but what? It's a black cloud element or not? Div is nothing but what? It's a black cloud element or not? So that it's always come like a next line like that. So can we do one thing? Can we do one thing? This is the name, right? Okay, can we remove this one? Can I give the property, my own props also I can pass to this particular guy, my own props also we can pass it. They give the facility like that. Okay, I can give one of the prop like, okay, label equals to what? Name. Label equals to what? Name. Now, can you come to my text field? Okay, one of the property, one of the attribute called is what? Label also coming or not? Okay, this guy take all your props, whatever he sent. Okay, some of the props are like predefined one, some of like, okay, he gives like their requirement, based on their requirement they provided you some other props, so that this guy is understand like my component is like input. Okay, this is I'm expecting, they provide like a component. Label I'm not expecting, but he provided, so that whatever you provided, that one they are giving to your component. Okay, my component is what now? My input, right? They are giving to your component like this. Okay, label equals this dot props dot label. Whatever the key is there, with the same key only they are going to give. So that your label, whatever you give, that finally comes to your component only or not? Finally comes to your component only or not? If it is comes to your component, my component is like which type of component? Can anyone tell? It's like a, come on, it's like what? It's like a functional component or not? So that data is coming in which format? The props data is coming like which format? Object format or not? Here only I'm destructuring. Okay, what is my key? LBL is my key or not? So that can I use my LBL like this now? LBL label. Now see this? Yes. This one or not? Same like that. Okay, I will explain again. I remove this one. I passed LBL equals to what? The roll number. Okay. Now how many props go to my field? How many props go to my field? 3 props. 3 props comes to my field. Okay. I am using one of the prop like a component. Yes, component prop is there. Is it mine or like user defined one? User defined, so that it's coming here. Okay. Once it is like user defined, whatever the props are there, those props is given to this guy. Okay. How many props he is going to give? Type and label. So that type and label go to my component or not? So that my label already there, my type also this one. So once I have the label, I placed here. My type used for what? Used for my text box type or not? I'm using for text box type or not? Okay, here, where is the text? Type. Now see this. This is your type text and this is your type number. See this number. Understand? Okay, for my text area also can we do the same thing? My text area is this one. Okay. Can we give this location like a label to my field? What is that location? Location. Now come here. This particular data give to which component now? My text area component or not? Given by whom? Field component like this. So that go to my text area. It gives like what? Label. My type is not required here. My label is like this or not? LPL or not? Okay. Okay, see, it's not look and feel. I'm not using bootstrap. We'll use. Okay, first of all, make it work with my component. Okay, still my requirement is not completed. See this. If I enter something, what you're expecting now at the time of clicking on the register button? At the time of clicking on the register button, see, I'm expecting the data. Where is my data? In the past, if I use their component, I get the data. Now I use my component, I didn't get the data. Yes or no? That means something is missing or not. What is missing? You can say. Okay, come here. You can understand simply. I'll refresh my page. Now see, console, remove this one. If I do something, see, what do you observe? In the past, you saw some logs here in the console message. What logs? If you made any change here, one action is triggered. Okay, based on that action, my Redis is going to update the data within the store or not. Agreed? If you made any change, okay, one action is going to trigger or not. Not only change. If I put my cursor here, if I remove that one. Okay, if I put my cursor is nothing but what? Which event? That is on focus event. If I come out, which event? That is on blur event. Okay, if I made some changes here, it's like which event? That is like which event? Come on, that is like which event? On change event or not? These all events applied for your text box or not? Agreed? These all events triggered on your text field or not? Okay, if it is this one, okay, those three triggered on this text field. Okay, this here also. These all events are triggered or not? Okay, now in the past, who written? My text box and everything prepared by whom? In the past, my text box and everything prepared by Redis people, they handle all these events. But here, I prepared my text box, right? Okay, that events missed or not? Agreed? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so that when we get that text box field properties, okay, my text box contains how many properties? Okay, multiple properties are there or not? Which properties my Redis people used? Okay, in their reducer, I don't know. Okay, they use like on change or on blur or destroy, like these multiple events they use. I don't know. Okay, how I can add all your events means very simple thing. Okay, you can get all your text box attributes by using one of the predefined attribute key like an input. Okay, if you want to get all your text box attributes, all your text field attributes, you can get like this. Okay, so that this is your text field attributes. So that I want to merge those two attributes. How we can merge it? Can be merged by using spread operator like this. See, this is my input. All my input is contains what? It's a predefined one which contains what? All your attributes list. Okay, how many attributes? Type, on, change, on, blur, on, everything. Okay, this is contains what? All your default attributes list. And this is your own attributes. This one and this one both are going to merge and apply to my text box or not. Okay, now if you come here, so this. Now if I say, yeah, everything is like working or not, say this, my on change and everything is triggered or not. Okay, same like this, can I keep to my text area also? Where is my text area? My text area, can we get your text field properties input? Okay, don't say like If it's a text area, it's like input. You can get like any element default properties by using input. So can we get it like input? Okay, now come here. Now if I click on this, yes, data. Now it's okay. Agreed. Okay. Now can we concentrate on look and feel now? Okay, come on. If you want to make it as look and feel, just you can use like a bootstrap or material design based on your requirement. You can use it. Okay, you can use like a bootstrap. Okay, can anyone tell why we go for bootstrap? Why we go for bootstrap? It's very simple. For responsive web design, you can say for responsive web design. Okay, how we can design what my bootstrap people provide means very simple thing. My bootstrap people provides you a set of CSS predefined classes. Okay, set of classes they already written. Okay, that is one fetching thing. See, already my bootstrap people, what they did is they created a CSS file. They created one CSS file. Okay, that CSS file contains a set of classes. Okay, what set of classes means very simple thing. For example, I have one div is there. I have one div is there. Such close your div. I want to make this div. Okay, make this such in the center. What you have to write? What you have to write? I want to make this one in the center. Inside my style tag. Come on. Inside my style tag, what you have to write? For my div, I have to write like text align is like center. Like this you have to write it or not. Like this you have to write it or not. Okay, now what my bootstrap people said like, hey, if you use bootstrap in your application, already my text align center, I created one class. So that instead of writing from your end, just write your class name attribute is a common. Text center is my class name already given by the bootstrap people. That's it. Understand or not? So that okay, you can text center. Okay, you can get this text center at the time of loading your page. So from your end, what you should know means text center class name you should know or not. Okay, bootstrap people provides one of the class for text aligns, some of the classes for text aligns. Okay, bootstrap people provides some of the classes for background colors. Bootstrap people provides some of the classes for text colors. Okay, bootstrap people provides this one. Like this, you should know minimum idea or not. You should, if you have minimum idea, then only. For example, you don't know about this class, still bootstrap is there, then how you can use it? You are not able to use it or not. So that I'm not asking you like remember each and everything. At least you should know. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this particular requirement bootstrap people provides on class. Just go to the Google and search it. Okay, simple. Okay, I know text align bootstrap people provide some classes. I don't know the classes exactly. So that do one thing. Okay, text align bootstrap classes. Text align, yes. This is my text justify one class is there. Text left one class, text center one class, text right one class, text small left, text MD left, text large, text Excel. See, these many classes are there. They provided each and every class their own CSS properties. If you don't know about at least text align related stuff is provided by the bootstrap or not, then the time how you can search at least. Understand or not? What you have to do from your end. Okay, just go to their official website and check what they written. Okay, that means what they provided, what features they provided. Understand? Okay, first of all, in your application, if you want bootstrap, first install bootstrap library. Okay, you can say like a framework. Now bootstrap is there. Yes, bootstrap already there. Bootstrap 4.5 version we are using. The update like 5. Okay, update 1 don't use, 4 you can use it now. Now, first of all, bootstrap people provides what? CSS I said. Okay, for CSS. My bootstrap people provides not only CSS, JS also, they provide JS files also. When you go for JS, can anyone tell? When you go for JS, on your template, if you want to perform some operation, okay, I have one template is there. It's a static content, no problem at all. Okay, on my template, if you want to perform some operation, then we need JS or not. Okay, for example, come here. Vertical and extend. Components, yes, accordion you can take. If you see this accordion, see if I click on this one, if I click on this one, see it's not like a static text, right? It's not like a static text. On my view, you are performing some operation or not? Yes or no? It's not like only CSS. It's not like only CSS. Okay, we need some JS library also or not? We need some JS also or not? JavaScript also required or not? Agree? Yes or no? Okay, if you use this type of things in your bootstrap, from your bootstrap, in your application, then that time you have to import what? Not only your CSS, you should have to use your bootstrap.js also or not. Okay, now my bootstrap provides you like CSS as well as JS. Based on your requirement, you can use it. Okay, CSS you can load, but JS is inside the node modules. Like JS directly I can use from there or not. So CSS you should have to load it. So that can you come to my index.js. Okay, see my bootstrap already loaded. Already we loaded. Bootstrap. Okay, it's a node modules. Inside the node modules, you can find this bootstrap. Inside that dist is folder. Inside the CSS is one more folder. Bootstrap.min.css is my what CSS file. Understand or not? So if you come here, this is my header, right? This is my header, right? Okay, then you go to my header.js. My header.js. Okay, this is the one. Can I use one of the class like a PG primary? PG primary. Okay, now can you come here? Where is that my header.css? Here, my background color is yellow, is there, right? Just remove this one. Just remove this one. Now see this? My PG primary given by whom? My PG primary given by whom? Background BG color primary. Okay, that is the CSS class given by Bootstrap people or not. Okay, now you can go background colors. Okay, accordion, alerts, multiple things are there. See, the alerts is like this. Okay, alert is like danger alert or info alert or success message. Like this, based on your requirement, you can give anything. Okay, see this, everything div class. This class is given by whom? Bootstrap people or not? This class is given by Bootstrap people. Badge. Badge is nothing but just like this. Like this, if you want to show something. Okay, breadcrumb, you know, right? Okay, these things. Breadcrumb. Material UI design is like a one more library, simply. Okay, it's like one more library. Material UI design is like one more library. That's it. Okay, Bootstrap is like one, another one is like material design. That is like something different look and feel. Okay, like these buttons. Okay, see this perusal. See this perusal. Okay, first slide, second slide, like this. Okay, this is my second slide, third slide. For this purpose, what you needed? This is the code. This is the CSS. The JS also required or not? Yes or no? Okay. Follow-ups button. Okay, very simple thing. Okay, if you want accordion, for example, accordion is required. Okay, simply copy this code, copy it, copy this code, and go to your form.js only, for example. Okay, go here, just paste it. This is my accordion. Okay, can you check? Delete. Now see this accordion. It gives me some errors. Can you check? CS is already imported, right? This is warning not required. Let's cannot appear. Okay, this is also not required. That's not a problem. me check inside this floor, anything is there. Okay, this one I can show like this. This is my view, close it, no issues. Create one simple HTML file. Okay. For my React, if you want to integrate, React Bootstrap is there. React Bootstrap. Okay, you can use this one. React Bootstrap. Okay, that compatibility and everything, whatever the code is there, you can directly use this one. Okay, React Bootstrap. Here itself, you can get all the components series. Okay, components, carousel, accordion. Now see this is the accordion. Okay, this is the one you have to use. That Bootstrap is there, right? That is like for HTML. Inside HTML we can use it. Inside the React, if you want to use, you can use on top of this Bootstrap. Okay, one person created like React Bootstrap library. You can use this React Bootstrap library if you want to use inside the React functionality wise. I'm saying functionality wise. Okay, designing wise, just you can use CSS, whatever you want, you can use it. Functionality wise, if you want to use, you can use this one, React Bootstrap. Okay, if you click on this get started, see npm install React Bootstrap. Okay, like this is the one. Okay, if you want, you can try once. Now come here. Okay, npm install React Bootstrap. Let me save it. You should have to save, right? I can save. Okay. Meanwhile, can I write one simple HTML file? You can write it. Simple HTML file. You can write it. Okay. Here itself, you can write index.html. Inside this index.html, I want to use like a CSS. Okay, which CSS? Bootstrap CSS. So that can we get that Bootstrap CSS? Okay, Bootstrap CSS. CDN. Content delivery from network. Okay, you can use that CDN links. Otherwise, you can download also, your wish. Okay, now come here. These are the CDN links series. Bootstrap.min.css is there, right? This is your CDN link. So that, okay, if it is like CSS, we are using which tag? Link tag, right? Okay, you can use this link tag. Yes. You can keep this one here. Now, can we run this one? Open it like so. Can we run this one? Now inspect it. Now can you go to your source? Can you check your CSS loaded or not? Yes. My Bootstrap min.css is loaded or not? This is my Bootstrap CSS or not? Which contains all your CSS classes. If you want to check text, okay, right. Yes. See this. What they written? Text right, text align right, text align left, text align center, text justify. White space no wrap. Okay, these like text color primary. Okay, background colors if you want to BG primary, for example. See this background color BG primary, all like classes only or not. Now, for example, I have one div is there. I want to make that color background color is like something like this. Searching. Okay, my class name equals to BG primary. Okay, now how it looks like. Now come here. Yes. Yeah. If I refresh my page, see this, my searching, my background is like this one or not. If you come and see this one, okay, this is my elements tab. Okay, if I click on this one, this BG primary coming from where? Bootstrap.css or not? Bootstrap.css or not? Now, if you come here, can I get this now? Okay, where is the accordion? Can I copy this accordion? It's like a Bootstrap accordion, right? Can I copy this accordion now? Okay, copy this one. Just paste this accordion here, paste this accordion here. Now, how it looks like, can you come here? Where is this index.html? This is the accordion one or not? This is the accordion one. Now, the functionality is not there. If you want to get that functionality, what you needed? What you needed? My JS is required or not? My JS is required or not? Okay, this bootstrap theme also CSS you can use it. So can we use this tool? Can we use this tool? Okay, now can I refresh my page? Come here, can I refresh my page? If I refresh my page, can you check this one? Can you go to my source? Okay, inside this one, inside my JS, my bootstrap is loaded or not? Okay, still it is not working. See this requires jQuery. My bootstrap is depending upon jQuery, so that can we get the jQuery first? Okay, jQuery CDN, jQuery CDN. Okay, jQuery CDN we can get it. Now, where is that? Can we use this one? CDN is not there. I want CDN. Yes. Yeah, this is the CDN one or not? Can we get this one? Can we get it? Now, this one, the CDN has to load before your bootstrap. Before bootstrap, you have to load it. Okay, perfect. Now, can you come here? Can I refresh my page? Okay, now can you go to my source? Okay, Ajax Google. Okay, open this one. jQuery also there, and my bootstrap also there. There is no errors, nothing. Okay, still it's not working. There has some issues. Now come here. This is the one, right? Yeah. We use the same thing only, right? Can you come here? Can you check which classes are loaded? Thing one and collapse one. Not required. You can go with this. Bootstrap, which one you want? Bootstrap 4 I want, for example. Accordion, where is that accordion? Collapse. Okay, if you observe here, okay, these things are required. Okay, this is also for, okay, this one also they added, right? Can we try this one also? Yeah. Can you use here? Now come here. Can I refresh my page? Still it's not. So do one thing. Whatever they written, copy paste. But no. Right. Now come here. Can I refresh my page? Now it's working as expected or not? Now the version compatibility or something is there, I guess. Now see here. This is the one. This is the jQuery library, and this one is like a popper, and this is like a bootstrap one. I think this is not a mandatory. Let me check. Okay, now come here. Can I refresh my page? Will it impact or not? Check it. It's not impact. It's not impact. Okay. The order is like the jQuery is the first and then Bootstrap you have to load it. jQuery is the first and then Bootstrap. See this, minimum 3 libraries, that's it. Your CSS and jQuery and Bootstrap. Okay, like this you can use any one of the components. Any one of the components you can use. Nav or spinner. Okay, these all are like, okay, browser also somewhere you can find. Yes, this is the browser. Okay, now this is the code you can use for browser. Okay, try it yourself. Okay, see this. These 3 libraries only. Anywhere you can go. These 3 libraries only. Now come here. Okay, with this. Come to this particular one. Where is that? This is the one, right? Yeah. See this. That images are not there. That's the reason that images are not visible. Now come down. Okay, see this. Chicago. Okay, after each and every 5 seconds or something is changing or not. Changing or not. That images are not there, that's the reason it's not visible. See this. Okay, these images are not there. Understand or not? Bootstrap. Okay, it's not yet done. Not yet done. Okay. You get some idea, right? Bootstrap people just provide some functionalities to you. Just you can use it. Okay, material design I will tell that one with hooks. With hooks I will tell. Okay, my Bootstrap people provides what? Some of the functionality, some of the components they provided. Okay, spinner is one component. If you want to use, you can use it like this. If you want to get this spinner, how you can get it? My div class equals this one. Instead of writing this one, just you can use this. You can use this. Okay. This is my div class equals to spinner. Like this, you can get it or not. Okay. If you want to rotate that one, JS is required. JS is required. Okay, now come here. If you want that spinner, come to this particular one. Okay, try it yourself. Okay, this is the one or not. Copy this one and come here, paste it. Okay, most of this common libraries only. Common libraries only. Now come here and refresh my page. Understand or not? So the thing is, bootstrap.css is required. Okay, the next one is like what? jQuery.min.js is required. The next one is like what? Bootstrap is required. These are the minimum libraries. Okay, now some components they provided. Yes, I can use that components. I can use that components. But exactly why we go for Bootstrap means there has a grid system is there. Grid system. Okay, by using that grid system, we can develop a responsive website by using Bootstrap. Okay, we have a grid system. By using that grid system, we can develop responsive websites. Responsive websites. These all are like what? Okay, this is my grid system. Okay, this is my grid system. I will tell this one. These remaining all are like components only. See this. These all are like components. If you want to bootstrap table, okay, like this different look and feels, then just you can use it. Okay, these all are like classes only. Okay, images if you want by using Bootstrap. See this. My image source equals this one, class rounded image you want, you can put this one. Only rounded circle you want, this one. Okay, thumbnail you want, this one, like this. Okay, each and every. So that I'm asking you, don't remember the classes and everything. Just what concepts they provide, which components they provided. Okay, that particular components you should have understand. For example, they ask you to develop Jumbotron. Okay, if you know that name, okay, which is provided by the Bootstrap people, if you know that one, then that time just go to the Bootstrap, go to that Bootstrap library, just use that one instead of writing okay, your own styles and everything already in your application Bootstrap they used. Then why you need to write like Jumbotron styles like this? If you want to make it as look and feel, no need to write your styles, own styles. Just put the one class Jumbotron. Then the time it's look and feel like this. Yes or no? So what concepts are there? Okay, what components they provided? Just go through that one. That's what I'm asking. Understand or not? Okay. Now come to the grid system. How my grid system is going to work? It's very simple. First of all, resolutions you should know. Okay, how many resolutions are there? Different resolutions. Okay, like mobile. Okay, we can say like a XS, extra small. The next one is like a tablet. We can say like a SM. Okay, they gives the name like that, SM. After that, normal desktops are there. Then we can say like medium, MD, and then big desktops are there, LG. Okay, more than that, extra large, extra large. Okay, big desktops are there. Then we can say like a extra large. Like this, we can differentiate resolutions. Like this, we can differentiate resolutions. One is like extra small, another one is like small, another one is like medium, another one is like large, and another one is like XL. Now, come on, how we can use means very simple thing. Now, come to my index.html. Here itself, we can write our code. Now, this is the one. You can take one div. You can take one div. You can take one div. Now, inside this div, for example, you can write like one label. Okay, bold you can take it. Name is there. Name is there. The next one, I want to write like one text box. I want to write like one text box. Okay, this is my text box. Now, if you come here, if I refresh, this looks like this or not. See, this look and feel never change for any resolution or not. It's like this only. This look and feel never change for any resolution or not. This look and feel never change for any resolution or not. Agreed or not? Okay, it's only the label and it's the text box. But my requirement is for big desktops, my text box should be this much size. Okay, for mobile, my text box should be small. For my tablet, my text box should be this one. Okay, like this, for different resolutions, my text box size also has to change. Like that I want. Like that I want. Understand or not? Okay, for my big desktop, my name should not be like this. My name has to take this much width. Like that I want. Then the time, see, very simple thing. First, how my grid system in Bootstrap is going to work means, this is one line, right? This is one line. We can say this line like a one row. We can say this like a one row, so that how we can represent a row in your Bootstrap by using a classes means we have one class, 3 different classes there. That class name is like a row. So that now one row we can represent, say this one row. If I put like a row, see this, there has one horizontal line came. Okay, is it the recommended one? Is it the recommended one? Horizontal line is required. Horizontal line is required. Horizontal line is required. If you put like a horizontal line, if you get like a horizontal line like this, then the time you can say like it's not a responsive. Okay, my website should be fit for that particular resolution or not. So I want row. I want row. Why? Because I want to represent this is like one row. If I put like a row, then that time it gives me horizontal line like this. Okay, why it gives the horizontal line means, come here, check. Okay, open body, and this is one row, right? My row contains the margin right minus 15 pixel, margin left minus 15 pixel. That's the reason it's take like minus 15 left and right, so that it's take this much. Okay, it's like, okay, left side it goes something like minus 15 pixel, right side also it's go like minus 15 pixel. See, that is like total 30 pixel extra or not, left and right. So it should be fit for that purpose. Okay, anywhere you use row, okay, that particular content should be inside container class. It should be inside a container. Okay, how we can write means my class name, my class equals to what? Container. If I put like a container, how it looks like? See this. Okay, see, if I put like a container, scroll is not there, but my content, right side some space and left side some space removed or not. See, some of the websites looks like this. Okay, for example, take this website. Okay, if you take this website, see this, left side, okay, they leave some space, right side they leave some space or not, left side and right side they leave some space or not. Okay, the total website in the middle only or not, in the middle only or not. Same like this, if you want, okay, keep your total website content inside the container. For example, this is your website, right? This is your website. I want in the middle only. In the, okay, that means leave left side and right side some part. Then the time how we can do it? Okay, simply go to your app.js. Okay, go to your app.js. This is the one, right? And I put like container. container. This is only my root file, right? Okay, if you put like a container, okay, see this. It leaves some space in the left and right or not. Okay, this one you have to adjust way because you are going to put like width is like 100%, right? The direction is coming like this. Now my actions also like this, my tongue also like this, my stack also like this, my forms also like this or not. That is the use of container. That is the use of what? Container. Okay, if you want like this, you can do that. Okay, but my requirement is I don't want to give left and right. I don't want to leave left and right some space. Okay, but I need to fit that particular row or content to that particular resolution. Then we have one more class is there. Container fluid is the class. If it is like a container fluid, now come here, see this. There is no gaps, nothing. Okay, there is no gap, nothing in the left and right. As well as here there is no scroll also. Okay, see this. My div class row is there. My container fluid, see this. There minus 15 pixel margin is there. Here plus 15 plus 15 minus 15 plus 15. Both are like what, 0 or not. So that it's going to fit for that particular resolution. Understand or not? Here the content wise. Okay, so wherever the row is there, better to keep all these rows inside the container fluid. Up here, understand? Okay, I have one row. Perfect. My row contains how many parts, you know? My row contains 12 parts. My row contains what? 12 parts. Okay, so that can give some background color for this particular row. Okay, my BG, okay, primary. My BG primary. Now come here, see this. This is my row. My row contains how many parts? 12 parts. My requirement is different resolutions. These 12 parts I want to give. Okay, for example, for big desktops, I want to give for this particular name 6 parts, and for this particular text box 6 parts. Like this, I want to give it. Okay, different resolutions. I want to give like different parts for this particular content. Okay, how we can give means very simple thing. Okay, now this is one row, right? Okay, content leave it. Now take one more row. Okay, this is one more row. Okay, how many parts are there? Inside this row, 2 parts are there. One is like for content. Okay, it's nothing but label. Okay, another one is like what? Your text box or not? Another one is like text box. How many parts you want me to give? You can decide now. How I can give means we have the class is there. Okay, how many columns? One row is there. How many columns are there? 12 columns are there. One row is there. 12 columns are there. Within the 12 columns, okay, how many columns you want me to give for this particular name? Okay, how many columns you can say? Okay, how many columns? Okay, 6. Okay, this column 6 like this. If I give, see this, there has 6 parts for this particular one. Okay, this is the one. 6 parts for this particular one. 6 parts for this particular one or not? Okay, if you give the background color, you can give the BG picture. Now see this, 6 parts. I can give this one 6 parts for this particular one. See, these 6 parts and 6 parts, each and every resolution or not? Every resolution. See this. Okay, this is the mobile one. Okay, if I increase this one, it's like a tablet, and if you increase this one, it's like a normal desktop. It's like a big desktop. It's like extra large. Okay, if I give like this. Okay, if you want to move this particular name in the right side, okay, how you can move it? Okay, here you can write like text right. You can do like this. Now text is come to the right side or not? Come to the right side. Okay, now this particular one, if I give the call 6 like this, then what happened? It's fit for these parts are allocated for every resolution or not? But my requirement is not like that. My requirement is not like this. For example, if it is like medium, okay, if it is like a medium, then the time I want to give like different resolutions. Just I want to give for this particular one 5. Okay, for this particular one what? 5 or 4. My requirement is like that. Don't think more. Okay, if it's like a big desktop, my requirement is like what? 4 for my name, remaining all for what? Remaining all for my text box. Like this I want. Then the time it will not work. Okay, for which resolution you want me to give like 4? For MD resolution, for example, think like that. All MD. If you not give any resolution, then the time it's like applied for what? all resolutions. If you give like a resolution name, then that we can say like particular MD. MD, okay, call MD. How many you want? Okay, 4 pods. Okay, remaining how many pods are there? Call MD. 4 pods already given for MD resolution. How many pods are there? Remaining 4. 12 minus 4, 8 left or not? So that can give that 8 pods to this guy. Now see this. Now if you come here, see how many pods? Now come here, see this. For this, which one is applied? Go to my elements. Okay, see this. For this one, here also written media queries only. If it is like MD, minimum width is 768, minimum 768, maximum anything. Okay, call MD4. Okay, 4 pods or not. Okay, for this, how many? 8 pods or not? 8 pods or not? Yes or no? MD resolution. Okay, now come here. Come here. If I close this one, see, still it's like MD only. Here, see, still it's like MD only. MD starts from where? Minimum width 768. Okay, now it's like what? Now it's like 950. Okay, see 768. Now see here. Now see here. It's like 66 or not? Applied 66 or not? Yes or no? Applied 66 or not? Okay, if you come out, okay, now all excess, all 6 applied, all 6 applied. Okay, if it is like MD resolution, my MD resolution applied or not? If it is like MD resolution, now my MD is applied or not? Agreed or not? Based on your requirement, for which resolution, how many pods you want me to give, you can give it. See, you put like call MD4. Okay, after MD, LG also there, right? LG also there. Okay, if you not give LG, then the latest one is what? MD, right? That is only applicable for what? Next level. LG also for extra logical support. For LG, I want reverse, for example. Call LG, I want 8 to this one. Call LG, I want 4 to this one. Now see, reverse. Now if you come here, see, it's like the LG resolution. See, I given like what? 8 pods for what? 8 pods for name and 4 pods for what? 4 pods for what? 4 pods for a text box. Now, if it is like LG, right? Just you can see. Still, it is like LG. LG is nothing but minimum 992. Okay, still it's like LG only. LG only. Okay, once it comes to MD, see here you can observe. Once it's come to MD, now it's changed like what? Reverse. Now it's like 84, right? It's like changed like 48. Yes. Now see here, MD, right? 48 it's changed. Okay, now it comes like this, Okay, now still it is MD only. Now see, it's changed. Okay, 66 now. Because MD completed. 66 now. Like this, you can, based on your requirement, how many pods you want me to give, that many pods. You can give to that particular content. Understand or not? How my grid system is going to work. Okay, can we use the same concept here itself? No. Background yellow, right? This is the one. Container not required. Okay, can we make it as look and feel? Okay, how we can? Come on. First, this is the student form, right? I want in the center. Now, where is my forms.js? This is the one. Okay, this is my student form. I want in the center. Can anyone guess? My class name equals to what? Text center. Okay, I need some gap. Okay, top. Okay, for that purpose, margin bottom 5 or 4. This is also bootstrap class margins. Okay, margin bottom 5. Okay, now can you come here? You can check. Okay, is it really applied or not? Margin bottom 5. Yeah, margin bottom applied or not? Margin bottom 3 RM. RM is like a measurement. Okay, now done. Now this one, this line, where is that line? Where you prepared that name and everything in my text box or not? Where is that my input? Okay, so that you can say this one is like one row. My class name equals to row. If I put like row, then the time you can get like a horizontal line. See this horizontal scroll or not? Then I want to avoid that one. If you want to avoid all these things inside my form only or not. So here what you want me to put? Container fluid. Container fluid. Yes, it should be fit now. Yes. Okay, now done. Now I have a row. I have a row. My row contains how many pods? Row contains how many pods? My row contains how many pods? Can anyone guess here in this case? Okay, one is like your text. Okay, is nothing but label. Another one is like your text box, and another one is like I want a validation message. Please enter name. Like this message also I want. So that for 3 pods, I want to separate like 12 pods. I want to give like 12 pods for 3 contents. Okay, this is my label, and this is your text box, and this is your message. Okay, this message for now you can hold code. Please enter. After that we can please enter name like this. Okay, like this I want. Now see this how it looks like. Okay, like this or not? Why it's like side by side like this? Why? Because you not give the pods or not. Can we give some pods? Okay, how we can give it? My class name equals to call. Okay, if I give from SM, okay, that means it's going to start from SM. How many pods you want me to give? Okay, 5 pods for label. I want in the center or right, text right. If I give only SM, that is applicable for what? Next level, MD as well as LG for next all resolutions or not. Okay, I want like that only. My class name equals to, okay, call SM. 3 pods I want to give. 3 pods I want to give. Remaining how many are left? My class name equals to call SM. How many are left? 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 4, 12. Done. Now it looks like this or not? Okay, this one I want in the right side. Okay, that's right side only. Yes. Now see, this is the text box, right? If it's a text box, we have some classes are there to make it just look and feel. Okay, which class you know? Okay, form control is the class. Form control is the class. If I give like a form control, how it looks like? Say this. My text boxes looks like this. Okay, now if you're satisfied with this one, it's okay. If you're not satisfied, then you can adjust. Okay, for this you can give like 4. Okay, you can adjust. For this you can give like a 4, and this is 3 only. For this you can do like a 5. Okay, whenever you satisfied, then you can stop it. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, that is only better. So for this I want to make it as like 5, and for this I want to make it as like 4. Okay, done. Now it looks like this or not? Okay, next location also I want. Where is my location? Just you can copy this one. Okay, copy this one. My text area. This is the one or not? So my label is this one. My text area is this one or not? My text area is this one. Okay, this is not required. Just remove it. This is not required. You can remove it. My text area also I want to make it as look and feel. So class name equals to what? Form control or not? Form control. Now this also how it looks like. This looks like this or not? This enter name I want in the red color. Then how we can make it as red color? Can anyone tell me the class? Text danger. Okay, this is also one class. Given by whom? Bootstrap people. The class name equals to what? Text danger. Now see how it looks like. This looks like this or not? Now this registration button is there, right? I want exactly here. Then okay, up to here 5 pods, right? After 5 pods, my registration button has to place. Okay, so you have to remove. Okay, you have to leave first 5 pods, and then you have to put the content or not. So in Bootstrap, how we can leave first 5 pods means come here. Okay, first of all, this is the button, right? Total 1 row is there, right? My div, my class name equals to what? 1 row. Okay, now inside this div, first how many pods you want me to leave? I want to leave how many? 5 pods. For that purpose, we have one class is there, offset SM, 5 pods I want to leave. Okay, and then how many pods are there? Call SM, 7 pods are there. Inside this you can keep your stuff. See, offset used for what? Leave the leave some pods. That's it. Okay, now see, it's leave 5 pods and my button is placed here or not. I want that button make it as look and feel. For that purpose, also my Bootstrap people give some styles. BTN, okay, primary. Okay, you can give that button like this. Primary spelling mistake, right? BTN primary. Yeah. See, now finally it's looking good or not? Yes or no? Form control class also from Bootstrap 1. Understand? Okay. Now it's looking good, right? Look and feel good, right? Okay. Now, what do you want me to do? The next level. Next level. What do you want me to do? Can anyone guess? Okay. Yes. Validations or not? Can we write the validations? Okay. Write that validations. Very simple thing. Validations. Now come here. Now, which form validations you want me to write? For which form you want me to write the validations? Registration form. Like this, how many times you have to write the validations for different forms? You have to write different validations or not? Yes or no? Agreed or not? Different forms are there in your application. You have to write like different files. So can we create, for clean separation, can we create one more folder? Validations folder. Validations is my folder. Okay, here you can write to which file you want me to write the validation. So that can I write like a registration form validations .js. Now tell me, here I want to write some validations. If you want to write the validations which is related to my registration form, means how we can check that particular form has data or not? By using if conditions only. Yes or no? Agreed or not? By using if conditions only. There is no other option. If you want to write the if conditions, first of all, data is required, right? Yes or no? Data is required or not? If you want to write if conditions for how many fields? Name, roll number, and next one is what? Location. These 3 fields you have to check data is there or not. Okay, that means you have to write some functionality. If you want to write some functionality, where you can write it? Inside a function. First, general function registration validations. Open one and close one. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now this function requires what? Inside this function, I want to write some if conditions on my data. Which data? Name, roll number, and location. This function requires which one as an input? Data as an input or not? This function requires what? Data as an input or not? Agreed? This function requires what? Data as an input or not? One function, how we can get some data from outside as an argument or not? But here, my data prepared by whom? If you prepared, you can call it. You can call and pass the data. But the data preparation done by whom? My Redux form people or not? So that this method you have to give to my Redux form people. Okay, those people call this method by passing your data based on your changes or not. So that can we give this method to my Redux form? Okay, how we can give it? Export. First of all, give it to my Redux form. Where can anyone guess? Default my registration form validations. Can anyone? Okay, this method I have to give to my Redux form. In which file you want me to give? Can anyone guess? Yes. Can you go to my forms? Where is that? Okay, forms. The decorator function is there, right? Okay, the decorator function contains what? Form you given here itself. At the time of loading only, you have to give that file. Here itself, you have to give it. So, can we get that file first? Import. This is my file from where? From my validations. Validations. Which file? Registration validations or not? This one you have to give to this guy. Hey, this is the file we are going to use to write the validations for this particular form, like this, you can say. Okay, come on, here, how we can do it? Validate a predefined properties there. You can give your file here. That's it. Okay, now once you given this file contains what? One of the method. That method is going to call. You are giving not file, you are giving one method only. See this in the registration. Okay, validations. If you observe here, what you exported one method only or not, that method is going to fall. That's it. Now, inside this one, once you get the data, my data contents, data is which type? Can anyone guess? My data is which type? It's an object. Okay, what you want me to take it? From this data, I want to take name, roll number, and location or not. Okay, here you can write your stuff. If, okay, name is not there, okay, one condition. If roll number is not there, is one more condition. Okay, if my location is not there, one more condition or not. Okay, right. My messages are like different from one condition. Okay, one value to another value or not. That means n value is there, my n value is not there. My message is like what? Please enter name. Here, please enter roll number. My message is also like different or not. So that do one thing. Just create one error messages. Okay, errors. One object you can create. Okay, inside this object, keep all your errors. Okay, my error message is what? Please enter name. Okay, like that. Okay, here also one more error message. Here also one more error message. Please enter roll number. Here, please enter location or not. Now tell me, this error message belongs to what? Name or not? So that inside these errors, how you can keep it? With n key. This is belongs to name, right? Okay, my n only the unique identity for the name or not? You can use n. Okay, here my errors dot. Okay, it may take like 15 minutes. Just wait. Okay, this is like a roll number. The next one is like what? My errors dot location or not. Finally, all error messages where you kept inside my errors. Finally, what do you want me to do? Return your errors or not done. Understand or not? So for good. Okay, now where you want me to print these error messages? Where you want me to print these error messages? Tell me. Where you want me to print these error messages? Okay, inside my text area as well as inside my input here. This is the place or not? Please enter name. Do you want me to hard code this one? Can anyone guess? Do you want me to hard code like this? Okay, you should not. Why? Because this is not for only text box. The same my input I am using for what? Roll number also or not? It should not be the hard coded value. So I need that error messages or not. So that these people, okay, who my Redux form people only, okay, use this particular my input or not. I am giving this my input to whom? My field component or not. Those people provide some extra information about the errors that is in the form of meta. Okay, the meta, I say object. Here you have your error. Okay, and one more thing. When you want me to show the error, can anyone tell? When you want me to show? For example, this is the form. When you want me to show, if I touch this one, I didn't enter anything. Then the time you have to show the error. If I touch, I enter something, I remove something like this. Then the time also you should have to show the error messages or not. Yes or no. So whenever you touch it, then only you have to show it. For example, I didn't touch at this point of time. I didn't touch. Then the time do you want me to show the error message? Okay, first time don't show. You enter, you focus, you come out. Then the time you have to show it or not. Whenever you touched my text box. So we have one more property is there, touched. Okay, these all are coming from where you know. Okay, see this. If you enter something here, or enter something here, okay, these values and everything is coming from there itself. Go to my console. Okay, see this inside this forms, inside this registration form. Now, if you come to this, please enter roll number, registration forms, please have visited or touched, say these values they provided. So you touched or not? You touched or not? Touched is like true. Okay, so that once you touched, okay, you touched the text box. Okay, my error message is also there. Error also there. Then only can you show this error message. Okay, which error message you want me to show? Okay, my error, this one has to show or not. See this. You touched the text box. You didn't enter anything, is nothing but error message is there. Error message is there. Why? Because you already write the condition where here. If you touched, you don't have any data, then the time this is my error message or not. Okay, you touched the text box and error message also there. Then the time show that error. That's it. Like this, you can write. Okay, where inside my text area also you can write it. Inside my text area also you can write it. Okay. Okay, touched will take care. Blur. You come out is nothing but okay. Blur is not required. Why? You know, you touched. You enter some data. Okay, if you come blur, if you come out, okay, you enter some data. You touched. Enter some data is nothing but yes, it's a valid only. Blur not required. You touched. The error is there. Then only you have to show the message. Meta. Okay, what is that? Error, comma, touch. Oh, check. Okay, first time there is no error, nothing. I didn't enter anything. Now I enter something. Yes. Now I enter something. Okay. Now I enter something. It's working as expected or not? For example, think, inspect it. There is no data, nothing is there. If I click on this registration, say this, please enter name, please enter roll number, please enter location. My submit button, whatever the value is there, my forms.js, see this debugger not triggered. When it is triggered, you know, you enter something here, still it's not triggered. See, why? Because it's not a valid. If I enter something here, okay, both are, all are like what? Valid fields only or not? Now, see, it's accepted or not my submission. Okay, otherwise it's not accepted. Agreed? Yes or no? Okay, my requirement is my name should be minimum 5 characters. My name should be minimum 5 characters. My name should be what? Minimum 5 characters. Then how we can write that validation? Okay, say this. If name is not there, this one. Now name is there. Then that time you can check. My name is like what? Name is a string. If my n.length is less than 5, then that time can I write the error now? Please enter minimum 5 characters. Please enter minimum 5 characters. Like this, you can write anything. Please enter minimum 5 characters. See this. I enter. Please enter name. Now, if I enter something, see this. Please enter minimum 5 characters. Still it's error only or not. Okay, how we can write it? One more character. So now it is going to submit your form. If it is not, it's not submit at all. Agreed? Yes or no? Okay. Now this is the name should be a email. My name should be the email. My location is there, right? My location should be is like minimum 50 characters or minimum 10 characters. My location should be minimum 10 characters. My name should be an email format. Come here, say this. Please enter location. If I enter something, okay, this is some error. Why? This is L, not this. I enter something, yes. If I enter something, please enter minimum 10 characters. Yes, done or not? Okay, my name should be what? Email format. Okay, how we can format the email? How the text form, my text formatted like an email, how we can check? By using regular expressions. Okay, you can write regular expression also. You can get it. Regular expression for email validations in JavaScript. Okay, take one of this one. Which one is going to work? That one you can use it. This is the pattern. Okay, they said like this one. Can we use this one? Can we check it first? Okay, open your inspect it. Type email, you can use it. When it's going to work means, okay, for submitting the form. Okay, type email will not always work. Just go with the pattern. Better. Okay, anything. This is my pattern. Pattern.test. Email format wrong. It's okay, fine. Wrong. It's okay, fine. So okay, fine. Sometimes in also. Correct. Okay, if I remove this one, wrong. It's correct pattern or not? Yes or no? Okay, can we write it? Okay, how we can write it? Name is not there. This is the one. Name is there. Name is there. But I want to check that name is like a email regular email pattern or not. Email pattern or not. How we can test it? If email dot test. Okay, email dot test. What you want to test? Your content. Where is your content? N. Okay, email dot test of n is like true, no problem. If it is like false, then that time only you have to show this message or not. Please enter. Okay, correct. Please enter name. Okay. Now come here. Yes. Please enter name. Now, please enter name in the email format. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Still, it's not valid. Okay. Minimum 10 characters. Yes. Okay. DS @Gmail. Still not. Dot. Not. Come. Yes. This is your email format or not? Now my form is like full-fledged. What? Valid or not? This is the way we are going to develop our forms by using Redux forms. Now the total form is like valid. At the time of clicking on the register button, this data has to store within the database. Which database? PostgreSQL and my Node.js one. That's it. Okay, that one we'll see in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we have class at 8 o'clock. You can join. Is it possible to join today evening? Few people. Okay, you can join tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock you can join. Okay, we'll do one thing. Our plan is like this. This communication is the right Node.js communication. We'll see on Sunday. Okay, tomorrow we are going to start with hooks. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, okay, 29, 30, 31. We completed hooks. Okay, you can start your trials and everything. Once hooks completed, just you can start it. Okay, on 4th and 5th is there, right? Okay, I will tell this how to deploy the code in Heroku and communicate with the Node.js. I will tell. Okay, that is our plan. Okay, because the new batch will start from 1st of next month, September. So 1, 2, 3 will take 4 and 5th. 4 and 5th will complete all this stuff. Okay, only test cases are going to pin and React Native is there. I will tell. If it is not, then that will take next weekend also. There's not an issue. Okay, for yours there is no issue. After 31st, you can keep your resume. Okay, just you can upload your resume in Naukri or where job portals or whatever. Testing can wait. I will tell. No issues. I will tell that one also. Okay, that is our plan. Don't miss tomorrow's class. Okay, class will start at 8 o'clock. Just do one thing from your end. Just read our Redux topics. Whatever the Redux topics we covered, just go through that one. Why? Because the same Redux topics again we are going to discuss in your use reducer one hook is there. Context also you can read and come. Okay, if you know those two concepts, done. Okay, why? Because if you want to handle Redux in your functional components by using use reducer, we can use it by using use reducer. It's not like 1 hour. 1 hour, it may take like 2 hours. Okay, it's like 2 hours, 2 or 2.5, like that they can take. Okay, you can join at 7:30 tomorrow, no problem. Tomorrow 7:30 you can join. Tomorrow, no problem. Okay. So from your end, what you have to do? You prepare Redux topics as well as context. Okay, you can prepare and come. Okay. Okay then. Thanks guys. Thanks for joining. 7:30 you can join. 7:30. 7:30. Guys, few of the people dropped, right? Just let them know.